to Shadow Moses Island. Let's save the world from nuclear apocalypse. Hopefully. This tower can be a little difficult. You're forced into an alert status just before picking up 3 stun grenades and a rope, the second of which will be vital soon. This part requires you to sprint up many, many, many staircases with armed enemies waiting for you at almost every turn. To deal with this, I prefer to just lob stun grenades at every available second to avoid having to ever do any fighting or get hit, but I usually fail pretty bad.
Snake, that's the door to the walkway.
It won't open, even if I use the card.
Huh? Oh, that's right, I totally forgot.
Do you know something?
That door sometimes gets frozen shut because it's so cold outside.
Next time, tell me beforehand. So what should I do?
It's impossible to open from the inside. They always used C4 or something from the outside.
From the outside? You can't open it from the inside?
Sorry, it's impossible. But don't worry, you'll get through. There are 2 walkways that connect Tower A and Tower B. The other one's on the roof. You should just use the walkway on the roof.
I screwed up the timing so hard here that I just got into the habit of throwing them almost constantly, and of course when I chose to do that, it was when there were almost no enemies at all. It's just a wave of relief to have the camera angle change to more of a side view and realize that you've finally reached the top. That part is always pretty tense, even if at this point it feels more like going through the motions. The guards are still in pursuit, but they're not too bad to deal with on even ground. For whatever reason, they immediately lose interest once Snake makes it to the top of this ladder, and all is well.
It's a long way down. If only I had a rope. I should be able to use that rope I got.
What are you going to do? Take on a hind with your bare hands? Now you're mine!
If I stay here, I'm finished.
Now all we have to do is equip the rope to progress.
Here's how to repel. Press the X button to jump away from the wall. While you're away from the wall, press down on the directional button to drop down. If you jump while pressing right or left on the directional button, you can make a big jump in that direction. If you press and hold the circle button while using the directional button, you can walk slowly across the wall. If you're careful with the timing, you should be able to dodge the gunfire from the hind while you rappel down. If anyone can do it, you can, Snake.
Campbell gives a rather in-depth overview of the controls for Snake's descent, but I've always found it easier to just hold down on the D-pad and mash X. Damage is inevitable, but it does get the job done faster and doesn't really undermine the intensity of the situation. Liquid's hind D seems to have given up the chase, so let's grab the C4 and force this door open, although we don't need to use it. The camera is our enemy at the moment because an ambush is waiting up ahead. To avoid getting trapped, we'll equip the diazepam and the PSG-1 to surprise them instead. Getting shot is a major pain in how brutally it throws you off, but our bullets traded and I was able to get him. After avoiding Liquid's chopper a second time, we'll pick up the Stinger launcher and some ammo for it. We've reached another communications tower, and this one lets us venture both up and down, so let's try down first.
Damn!
A resounding damn is all we get out of Snake when he realizes he has to run up all of those stairs again.
shoot! It's me, don't shoot! It's me, Snake!
Otacon, how'd you get here?
Well, it wasn't as dramatic as your entrance, believe me. I'm afraid of heights.
You were watching?
Yeah, I was watching. I was riding in the back of their truck. Thanks to the stealth camouflage.
How did you get up here?
The elevator, of course.
The first floor of the circular staircase was destroyed.
That's why I took the elevator.
The elevator was working?
Yeah, that's right. You're incredible. Like a movie hero or something.
No, you're wrong. In the movies, the hero always saves the girl.
You mean Meryl? Sorry. Forget I said anything. Snake, there's something I've really got to ask you. It's why I followed you up this far. Have you ever loved someone?
That's what you came to ask?
No, I mean, I was wondering if even soldiers fall in love.
What are you trying to say?
I want to ask you, do you think love can bloom even on a battlefield?
Yeah, I do. I think at any time, any place, people can fall in love with each other. But if you love someone, you have to be able to protect them.
I think so too.
I have a favor to ask.
Uh-oh.
Don't worry, it'll be easy.
I told you before I don't want to hurt anyone.
I don't want you to either.
Okay.
The elevator is stopped down there. I want you to get it to move. You see?
That's weird.
It was working before, but now it isn't.
Maybe the panel's broken.
Can you fix it?
It was working before. If it's the mechanism, leave it to me.
I've got to go and swat a noisy fly.
Okay. I'll stay here and hold the fort. Good luck.
You really look like hell. Are you okay?
Don't worry. If I do this, it doesn't matter. I just pretend like I'm not here, and then I'm not scared.
Strange logic. I'm counting on you.
I really enjoy that Snake sort of steals Liquid's line from the doc in the very beginning of the game about swatting down a bothersome fly.
It looks like Liquid really wants to have a showdown with you. I'm looking at Mei Ling's digitally enhanced satellite images right now.
Snake, he's waiting for you. He's just circling around like a buzzard.
I hope everyone's enjoying the live broadcast.
Sorry, Snake. I wish I could do something to help.
Snake, I don't like it. Please don't go up to the roof.
I have to. I can't run from this one.
You're gonna go after that hind now?
Yeah.
I can still hear the sound of its rotors. It's just circling the tower. He must be waiting for you.
Yeah, well, you won't hear it for much longer.
Good. In the meantime, I'll fix the elevator so you can use it later.
What is it, Snake? There's a Chinese proverb, the mind cannot be in two places at once. Make sure that you're not thinking of something else during the mission, okay?
The climb up this tower is kind of hilarious, honestly. The first set of stairs offers the defense of a single turret. There's two. And there's three. There's 4 freaking turrets all set up in a square. The people in charge of this facility were just looking for ways to waste the budget at this point.
So, the snakes finally come out of this hole. Are you ready now, my brother?
Why are you calling me brother? Who the hell are you?
I'm you. I'm your shadow.
What?
Ask the father that you killed. I'll send you to hell to meet him.
This boss fight can be a bit overwhelming, but not as much if you use this thing here as cover and listen closely to where Liquid is piloting the Hind. Now probably isn't the most optimal time to say this, but I'm still floored by the quality of the voice acting in this game. Doubly so when I remember that this game is only 2 years younger than the first Resident Evil. The stinger does most of the work for you here. Most of the challenge in this fight is found in its length and the amount of damage the Hind can dish out. I apologize about the excessively loud beeping of the weapon, by the way. I've lowered the volume level to be less than the rest of the video, but I hope it's not too jarring. Since he's at about the 50% mark, he yells and shoots a missile at the bottom part of the arena. It has a bit of a delay before it hits, giving us ample time to set up a cool camera angle. The bit of damage was totally worth it. Okay, that was a little close though. At this point in the fight, Liquid starts to hide beneath the level of the roof, requiring you to take the stinger out and beep at him ferociously until he decides to show his face. I really enjoy the audio design when he does this. The music completely fades out and you're left with nothing but the wind and the whipping of the chopper's rotor blades. finishing the job. Like every other boss fight in the series, there's always a little bit of ammo available if you run out.
See you in hell, Liquid. That takes care of the cremation.
Just a classic Solid Snake one-liner right there.
Snake, the elevator's working.
You fixed it?
No, that's the weird thing. It just moved by itself. It's headed your way now.
Is that so? Okay.
That explosion before, what was it?
Oh, I had to take out that helicopter.
Helicopter? That's incredible, Snake.
Listen, I just want to make sure again. This is the way to get to where Metal Gear is being stored?
Yeah. The entrance to the underground maintenance base is towards the back of the snowfield ahead.
Okay. Find a safe place to hide out for a while. I'm going underground.
I know. You don't have to tell me.
And stay out of my way. Don't try to be a hero or anything.
Okay. Call me if you need to.
Well, now that that boss is behind us and the elevator is working, our next move is pretty clear. We have to make the trek back down the communications tower, turrets and all. I have 4 chaff grenades left and I'm hoping it's enough to get us back to the elevator. There we are, safe and sound.
Huh?
I love that question mark that appears over his head. The elevators seem to have a problem, but it's working now, so I suppose it's fine.
Snake, there's something I forgot to tell you before.
What?
There were 5 stealth camouflage prototypes in my lab.
Yeah, so?
If you take out the one I'm wearing, that leaves 4.
Hey, this isn't first grade math class.
I thought I'd get one for you. So I went back to the lab and
Yeah?
the 4 suits were missing. Also, about the elevator that I checked out, it's really strange. It was like someone was intentionally holding it.
When you were riding on it, did the weight limit warning go off?
That's another thing that bothered me about it. The warning went off, and I know I couldn't be over the limit.
How much do you weigh?
About 135, but that elevator had a weight limit of 650 pounds.
It would take at least 5 people to go over that limit.
Look out, Snake! The guys who stole my stealth prototypes are in there with you!
Too late, Snake. Now die!
What a twist. These guards have a ton of health, but we've spent an entire playthrough picking up FAMAS ammo and not using it, so if there ever was a time to, it's now. It's not the first time we've been able to use them like that, but I love that the thermal goggles pick up the camouflaged enemies. It's too bad that killing the enemies apparently also destroys the stealth camouflage device. It would have been pretty useful to have. This is where Snake cursed earlier at the busted stairs. Damn turret.
Snake, are you okay?
Otacon, were there any other stealth prototypes?
No, there were only 5.
So, this isn't stealth camouflage then.
What are you talking about?
Someone's aiming at me in the middle of this blizzard.
It's her!
Wolf? Sniper Wolf?
Yes, it's her. It's definitely her.
Otacon, you sound like you're happy.
No, I'm not.
So then what is it?
Snake, please don't kill her.
Are you insane?
Please. She's a good person. You'd know that if you talked to her.
Listen to me, kid. She's a merciless killer.
I can see you perfectly from here. I told you, I'd never quit the hunt. Now you're mine.
Wolf, no, you can't.
Don't get between a wolf and its prey.
You're pretty good if you can hit me in this storm.
You see, women naturally make better soldiers.
Wolf, don't do this.
Snake, I'm near. Can't you sense me near you?
It's a mistake for a sniper to reveal her location.
Is that right? Well, I'm going to send you a love letter, my dear. Do you know what that is? It's a bullet straight from my gun to your heart.
Please, Wolf. Snake, no!
Quiet! Don't get in our way.
Now I'm gonna pay you back for Meryl.
You men are so weak. You can never finish what you start.
Just to get it out of the way, I'd like like to apologize in advance for my performance in this encounter. It wasn't my night when I was recording it. Anyway, this is our second confrontation with Sniper Wolf, and atmospherically speaking, it's much more intense even without Meryl being in danger, and I think that's largely, if not entirely, thanks to what she says to you over codec before the fight starts. Sniper Wolf's attitude and dialogue are what make her my favorite Foxhound member in this game. For a long time I thought it was Ocelot, but I realized that was me thinking about Ocelot across the whole series and not within the context of just this one game. Don't get me wrong, Ocelot is pretty cool, but Wolf wins out easily for me in MGS1. With all that said, the fight itself is pretty short and sweet. Use the stinger to find out where she is, switch over to the PSG-1 and try to shoot her before she shoots you. Also, how silly is it that before the codec conversation, after Snake gets shot by a sniper he can't see, he just crouches in the middle of the snowfield to talk to people? I never really got that. It is possible to hit her while she's moving, but it's always been pretty difficult for me. She doesn't have too big an HP pool, especially when compared to the Hind, but she's no pushover either. I have to admit, I think it's pretty neat that Sniper Wolf's final shot traded with Snake's.
I waited for this moment. I am a sniper. Waiting is my job. Never moving a muscle. Concentrating. I am long shot. You cannot save me. Please. Just finish me quick. I am a Kurd. I have always dreamed of a peaceful place like this.
A Kurd. So that's why you're called Wolf.
I was born on the battlefield. Raised on the battlefield. Gunfire, sirens, and screams. They were my lullabies. Hunted like dogs, day after day. Driven from our ragged shelters. That was my life. Each morning I'd wake up and find a few more of my family or friends dead beside me. stare at the morning sun and pray to make it through the day. The governments of the world turned a blind eye to our misery. But then, he appeared. My hero. Saladin. He took me away from all that.
Saladin? You mean Big Boss?
I became a sniper. Hidden. Watching everything through a rifle's scope. Now I could see war. Not from inside, but from the outside. As an observer. I watched the brutality, the stupidity of mankind through the scope of my rifle. I joined this group of revolutionaries to take my revenge on the world. But I have shamed myself and my people. I am no longer the wolf I was born to be. In the name of vengeance, I sold my body and my soul. Now I am nothing more than a dog.
Wolves are noble animals. They're not like dogs. In Yupik, the word for wolf is Keglanek, and the Aleuts revere them as honorable cousins. They call mercenaries like us dogs of war. It's true. We're all for sale at some price or another. But you're different. Untamed. Solitary. You're no dog. You're a wolf.
Who are you? Are you Saladin?
Wolf. You spared Meryl's life.
She was never my real target. I don't kill for sport.
Rest easy. You'll die as the proud wolf you are.
I finally understand. I wasn't waiting to kill people. I was waiting for someone to kill me. A man like you. You're a hero. Please, set me free.
Why? Why? I loved you.
What is it?
My gun. Give it to me. She's part of me. Everyone's here now. Okay, hero. Set me free.
Goodbye. Snake, you said that love could bloom on the battlefield. But I couldn't save her. What are you doing?
Returning it to its owner. I don't need a handkerchief.
Why?
I don't have any more tears to shed. I'm going to the underground base. We're out of time.
I know.
You'll have to protect yourself now. Don't trust anyone.
Yeah.
If I can't stop Metal Gear, this whole place will probably be bombed to hell.
Yeah.
We might not meet again.
I'll hang on to my codec. I want to keep helping.
You can leave any time. Get a head start. A head start on your new life.
Snake! What was she fighting for? What am I fighting for? What are you fighting for?
If we make it through this, I'll tell you.
Okay, I'll be searching too.
Easily one of the best cutscenes the whole series has to offer. It's hard not to feel sympathy for Wolf and Otacon, and Sniper Wolf's voice work in that scene is some of the best the game has. Before proceeding to the underground base, we have some looting to do. This storage shed looks free of traps on the surface, but if we pop on our thermal goggles, we'll see it's far from safe. This one, on the other hand, is safe and gives us a ton of ammo to stock up before moving on. South of this warehouse is actually a bit of a hidden codec conversation. It requires going into first person and looking in a specific direction.
Huh?
Colonel, listen to me. I found a parachute near the wreckage of the Hind.
A parachute? You don't think that Liquid survived?
Impossible. As soon as he jumped out of the pilot's seat, he'd be sliced up faster than an onion on an infomercial.
So what's that parachute doing there then?
I have no idea.
A trap?
Either that, or a message. To me.
Meaning I'm not dead, I suppose.
Maybe. But I think it's more like I'll string you up.
Well, in any case, don't let your guard down.
I won't.
Just a few more places to loot before we can head on to Disc 2. The exit stairwell is constantly guarded by two unmoving turrets, so we'll throw yet another chaff grenade and make our way down. And that's the end of the first disc of Metal Gear Solid. We're quite a ways past the halfway point, but the game's not over yet. Thank you for watching and spending your time with me. I'm looking forward to sharing what's in store for Snake in the underground base.